You're supposed to put the cereal in and then let the milk fill in the cracks. Like, that's how it works. And it doesn't get soggy because you just eat it.
Also, putting milk in first doesn't make it less soggy because then you're just not getting any cereal.
If you're not eating it fast enough and it gets soggy and gross, then you're just not eating it fast enough. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you're just bad at cereal.
Welcome back, the Chalky Milk Gang podcast. We're back. Season 3, episode 7, episode 25 of the podcast in total. That's a big number. Just really excited to be with the boys today. We got Tyler, Will, and I. We're gonna be talking about like Hinge and like dating apps, dating during COVID. It's gotta have to do a lot of the dating apps. So we're gonna revisit this topic. We did another one like this in season 2 that was pretty successful. So we're just gonna roll in with it with
Maybe
season
I'll
3.
link it, and I don't know if I'm in the corner or not, but maybe it'll be up there.
Absolutely,
Check it out.
it's gonna be a great time. But before we get into the meat of this episode and everyone clicks out, got some chalky milks. What do you guys got today?
Unfortunately, I don't have chalky milk. I was not able to hit up a grocery store this weekend.
And it's all good. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? There was an episode a while back when I didn't really have anything. But this week, I got something I'd never really seen before. It's a little weird. I got live real farms, lactose free. So it's dairy and an almond milk blend. Like half dairy, half almond. Or something like that, which is
That's wild.
That doesn't make sense if it's lactose free, but it has dairy.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. But I don't know. More than anything, I think it's cool. They know that people want to have, like almond milk, but they also want to have not almond milk. So they just combine the two so that you can be kind of healthy. And I'm drinking today out of, what was it? The Terrier's Party Smart Cup. You can fill up to the line, and it shows how much is one standard drink. If you're pouring, like a shot or like wine or like a beer?
Wait, that's interesting.
That's like really smart.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually use that.
Right? Dude, it's sick.
No, that's so smart because you can't stop people from drinking, but you can stop them from being dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're on the topic of like Tinder and dating, it's a great conversation starter,
Absolutely.
So if you're at a party, you're drinking out of one of these, you're being safe, and a girl comes up to you and they're like, "Oh my God, hey, you're using the cup," and you're like, "Yeah." And that's just how.
That's how all the.
And then you're dating, and then you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
That easy. Then you have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Tyler drinks his milk, I think that cup reminds me of a very special Tyler Miller quote. If I'm gonna make a mistake, I at least want it to be a smart one or a safe one.
Oh, that's a good quote.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's pretty good. I won't lie. I'm pretty happy. I'll
Please
admit,
don't lie.
It's only in the back of the aftertaste that I really get a hint of almonds, but it doesn't bother me. Like I'm unfazed because it's not overpowering at all. It's just like a little accent, and that's fine. And overall, it's thin, but it's very chocolatey, and I kind of love that. We've had a lot of very heavy fat chocolate milks on here, creamy, and that's great when you want it. But you can tell it's a lot more relaxed, but it's still got that heavy chocolate flavor that we're all loving and we all look for. I'm very happy with this. It's not, a crazy thing. I wouldn't call this like the best chocolate milk I've ever had, but this has got to be at least like an 8.3.
That's very impressive.
I'm very, very happy with this. Yeah.
What's the company called?
Live Real Farms.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected it to
oh my God.
barely make 5 maybe. So that's impressive.
This is great.
That's really good. I think that's probably like the biggest sleeper we've ever had on the Chalky Milk Game podcast.
I am astonished. I mean,
that's impressive.
Maybe just because we've had so much chocolate milk through the episodes at this point, I wanted something that was thin, and now that I have it, I just love it. So I'll come back and take another. We'll revisit this later, but for now, I am very high on this.
That's impressive.
I was just gonna say that Trader Joe's for me is like on the thinner side, but like when it's well done, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
If there's a good flavor, it doesn't have to be that thick.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's super accurate.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What do you
got
have?
anything for us?
Yeah, so we've never had this on the podcast before. It's a big time chocolate milk. I think this is probably going to be a solid 10.0. I got TruMoo.
Hey! Let's go.
Obviously, we've never had it on the podcast before. It's a very rare chocolate milk. You're never going to see it at any store. It was very rare that I was able to find it today. I just went to Cumbies this morning to get my coffee, but I also saw the TruMoo and I was like, I need to get something for today. We have brought this on the show plenty of times, and it's a 5.7.
Hey, 5.7 for chocolate milk. It's better than a lot of other things.
Like you're not gonna be upset. Like you're not gonna be like super happy, but at least you're gonna be happy because you have chocolate milk. Shout out to like the Garlic Farms. Gotta love and respect that. But just in general, you're just gonna have to love it. But you're not gonna like super love it. Like Tinder, you're gonna like it. You're gonna swipe right, but you're not gonna super like. But that's all right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but big moves. Sorry I had to bring in something like super rare and something you guys have probably never seen before. But
Never heard
out of the water. God.
That was out of left field. That's all right.
Yeah. That was it. And I don't know. We'll keep bringing TruMoo back though. That stuff is so popular. Like, if we're being real, that's never gonna go away. It's a huge.
Absolutely. It's something that's gonna stay alive forever.
Absolutely.
And like they have a really nice graphic here of the chocolate milk pour into the beverage here. So like honestly, that's some great artistic value there. And like the font here, really cool. Look at the QR code. That's awesome. But just really great stuff right there.
Wait, that just reminded me. I'm looking at the box and there's a bottle of chocolate milk on the box of chocolate milk. And I just think that's really
that's so confusing.
Wait, it's
already a box of chocolate. Like, why does it need
that's so funny.
Although the graphic on the side is really cool. It's a bottle, but it's got half of almonds in it and then half of chocolate milk in it to show the half and half between the almonds and the dairy. So
so it has some almonds too in it? That's crazy.
It's half and half, I think.
That's pretty hype.
Do you think they sell jars with like a label on it that has a carton? Like the inverse?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because that doesn't seem as, I guess they're both pretty weird.
Now the meta is they sell, jars with images of the cartridge or the box on it that has an image.
It's a spiral. No, it's a fractal.
Can we talk about Tinder?
Yeah,
absolutely. You're talking about like dating apps again because you just gotta love that. We utilize it. I know that the country uses it as well. People in this country.
Yeah, so the last time we talked, most of our experience had come during quarantine, at least for the most part, and maybe a little bit before, but we were talking mostly about our experiences from the perspective of in quarantine. And I know for myself, having come to college, and I know Tyler's on the same boat. I feel like Alex, you are too, kind of.
Yeah.
This semester with like all the social changes, our perspectives may have changed because we've been using it a little more. So we're kind of like rehashing, an old topic, but with a new perspective, and like, may have changed how we feel about it now. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Also, just real quick, we got to give a shout out to our previous special guest on the topic, Jesse Parker.
Facts. Shout out.
It was Boulder a lot of vibes. On. It was nice to get a girl's perspective on Tinder because, we're three dudes.
Yeah.
But now it's just with the boys, baby. So let's get right in.
Absolutely. Just with the boys. That's all right.
I don't know. I can start just like having used Tinder more. I have more of like a better sense of like, do I like it? Because that's the thing. It's like a lot of people use it. Do you even love it though? I would say it's so in the sense of a dating app. It seems like it's very superficial, and like the whole idea is that it's like a casual dating app, so it's very like physical. You have the bio, but it's really like you like for the pictures, you match for the pictures, and then I don't know, it's sort of like the vibe of the conversation is usually like towards the hookup culture side of the spectrum. That was a dope
Tyler's
pull.
I always gotta
You
do
had
it.
to-
Sorry
you
to
had to
cut you
recognize
off. Yes, the
No, it's
culture is
good.
very.
I was thinking about this before, and I was like, the psychology of it. It's very hookup culture, but I think the best. This obviously varies from person to person, but I think the truest, like the best attribute of hookup culture is like the spontaneity and like impulsivity of like you meet somebody, and then you try to hook up with them like at the party or whatever. Like I think that's like the basis of it, but Tinder takes out like all the spontaneity because it's going to take like days or weeks for you to meet this person, but it doesn't make up for that in any other way because I feel like when I'm texting people, my personality is not shown in its truest form, and I feel like it's probably the same way back. And it's hard to like get to know somebody over an app. So I feel like it doesn't have enough personality and it doesn't have enough spontaneity for it to be like the top thing. So like I haven't really utilized it too much.
Mhm.
Wow, that was a very detailed description. Yeah, I don't know that I can relate to some of those experiences. One thing I do want to say, just because we're all pretty nice people, right? Or at least I like
Nah, I'm the worst.
to. Chima's
Yeah.
kind of a bellend, but the rest of us,
Yeah,
Chima is a
I'm no good.
racist.
No vibes here.
we're good boys. I have, to be fair, we all have friends that like use Tinder, like pretty. I don't want to say successfully, but that
They have
like
quick turnaround.
yeah, that use Tinder a lot and like meet a lot of people on Tinder. And those types of people, generally the only reason that they're meeting them is just to like hook up. Nobody that I know that uses Tinder all the time is going on all sorts of dates all the time.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen. It's mostly people just finding people to go, like hook up with and like get physical with. Like that's it. And the people that are good at that, like good for them. Yeah, I don't know what was it, but like yeah, it's that's what you were saying. It's more of like a physical app. I feel like the only people that actually like meet up with people are for that on Tinder for that type of thing. So
Yeah, exactly.
I can relate.
Definitely can agree there. I don't know. Yeah, if you're more like a relationship person, then you're probably either in a relationship or you're like trying to find other ways to do it. I don't know. Tinder,
Tinder's
it's
not
more
the
of like
way.
a one-time thing. And that's all right. That's life.
If you're more of a relationship person, you can go and download Hinge, which
That's right.
is a new not a new dating app, but we all have downloaded Hinge before this recording, and we've
Yeah,
all
like a few hours
a little
ago.
bit. I think one of us had it back when we initially talked about Tinder for the first time.
I didn't.
No?
I
Chima?
think I said how my sister met her boyfriend on Hinge, and they've been dating for a while now. Maybe
Which is pretty good.
like in a year and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I forget when exactly they met, if I was on my gap year or not. I think I was, though. But I don't know. It was almost 2 years, let's say.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fair enough. What was it? So, I mean, it works for relationships, right? But
Mhm.
now we've all downloaded it and we have a little more experience. And I gotta say, I would say it's definitely from like my first impression on it, it's definitely more relationship heavy. Like, obviously, like,
Facts.
there are prompts that you answer questions to. You put captions on all of your photos. It still has all the boring, generic like info that Tinder gives, but it's not like
important.
swipe left or swipe right. Like if you want to like somebody, you have to leave like a comment.
Oh, yeah.
Or
You have
like
to like a specific response.
You have to like a specific photo and give a comment. Or you can just give a like, but it's not as cool.
It's more about like connecting with people on like an emotional level rather than just like, oh, you're hot, let's get together. Like it's
It's less meathead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More vibes.
I think it's cool. I also think it's a little more difficult. Just like like as much as I railed Tinder just now, like Tinder's so easy. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Whereas if you're on Hinge, it's like, what should I say in response to like this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, let me think.
Hinge is a thinker.
I don't have to think sometimes. Sometimes I just want to freaking like video game this bullshit.
Absolutely.
And I fucking try now.
I mean, you don't have to try. I mean, you could definitely just like pictures. Like, and if you're really lazy, right, you can just like the first picture that you like enough to like. And that's fine. And that's definitely like I remember when I first got it, it said like, like what you like, and like smarter liking leads to better matches, which is definitely true. Because if I'm just liking, let's say like their first picture, and it's just like a really good picture of them, then they might get the and I don't write a comment, they might get the impression like, oh, he's just trying to like meet up and that's it, which is good, because if they don't want that, they don't have to like it back, or like they don't have to match, and then neither of us waste our time. But if I respond with like a clever question, that gets the impression that like maybe I'm not just looking for a one-time thing. And if they are looking for a one-time thing, then again, like they don't have to respond. So I think we can all agree that that feature, while potentially time-consuming, it's very helpful.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm definitely 95% of the time it's Tinder, and I like that you can just quick swipe right, quick swipe left. But like Hinge is interesting. Like it is a thinker, and it's I definitely see how it can like boost. It's more of like a relationship profile when you actually have to say something nice about something. It's not just like there's no like context with like Tinder. Sometimes when you like swipe right or left, it's like the only context you have is like maybe they're into you, maybe it's a video game for them. Like you never know.
Yeah.
Hinge, it's like you can get like clear ideas of what their intentions are, which is pretty cool. I don't know. It's a very interesting app.
Yeah, it's interesting because even though Tinder is like you swipe on the whole profile, I feel like Hinge gives you like it's more holistic, because like you get a better, it gives a better avenue for personality.
Yeah, you get a better sense of who that person is.
Yeah, there's like prompts for every picture. You can add captions to the pictures. There's like questions that you can write your answers to, and those are interesting. And also with like your response to a picture is another avenue for like personality before you even match with them. I feel like Tinder's like almost like too sexualized. Whereas Hinge is like more of like you're meeting somebody and your friend is like, oh, they like this and that. And they keep like, oh, okay, that they seem cool.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know.
I get on board with all of that pretty much. I still think there are people who are on this app as I scroll who definitely don't use all of the potential that they can. Like if I'm looking at this person's profile and it's nice, but it's a lot of the photos are like, kind of just the generic and same. And this is great. One of the responses to one of the prompts that they did was, the one thing you should know about me is, and then they put their Instagram at instead of like an actual answer, which I just think is funny. So like, I mean, not that like, if that's your thing, go ahead and do it. If you just want to be generic on this. So there's more room to kind of like work with, but it's not all perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What is it? Although like we've all said, the Tinder is much more restrictive than this, so it's like it's nice to at least have the freedom to be able to do that.
I still think Tinder's superior just because of the amount of people that are on it. Like Tinder, you're gonna see everybody. Hinge, I didn't know the app existed a few months ago, so I'm downloading it right now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I'm just not seeing the matches I want to see right now. Nothing wrong with anybody, but
you just downloaded it.
I did just download it, but I put my radius pretty far and I don't see anybody. So I don't know.
I mean, like that's true. It also probably depends on the area, because Tyler and I are both getting like Boston college.
Oh yeah, schools. Boston's definitely like
whereas you are just
population.
Your school, and also way less people are at your school.
Absolutely, and like when I go home, I'll probably see just what's going on. When I go home, there'll be like a bigger population, so maybe I'll find some more matches. But it's all okay. I like that there's different options. One thing I should have downloaded before this is Bumble, because I haven't used Bumble in a long time. But Bumble is one of my big ones. I don't know. I just didn't really want to like talk to people first. I was too lazy for that. So I liked how people had to message me first. But
that's true.
It's all interesting. I don't know.
I mean,
have some successes, have some failures, but it's all just good at the end of the day.
For me, I don't know, Bumble, it kind of lost its novelty, if that makes sense. Like I kind of got bored of it because the matches are far less
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm literally downloading it right now. I want to see what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never had it. It seems like a great idea, but it also seems like if, it's also you don't have any like control over what's going on at all. So it's, with
Yeah.
Tinder, it's like usually the guys message first, but at least like girls have the option to be able to message first.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
you have absolutely no control over anything. You just gotta kind of hope that like, I don't know, it works
That's
out.
a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
With
you have to
Tinder,
hope
I don't
they
know.
message you.
Like, see, it's funny because if we had a girl on here, they'd probably say the same thing about Tinder. It's like you just gotta kind of hope that guys will message you.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
at least they have the option to write something.
I mean, yeah, but like, do they really? Like, I don't know. I feel like
But that's the
it's not
thing.
so much.
But also with Bumble, if the girl doesn't respond in the first 24 hours, the match is gone. So what if they're
Yeah.
just like not on their phone? Like what if they just don't check Bumble that often?
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because that's something that happens all the time. I'll message somebody on like Tinder, and then I'll get a response like 36 hours later, like, "Hey, this is my Snap handle. Like, just add me on Snap because I never use this. Because like, not everybody checks all the time.
Yeah.
I've gotten Tinder responses literally months later.
Oh,
They just stopped using it, and like that's fine.
okay. I had a crazy story like that.
Oh,
I like matched with this girl and we started talking a little bit. And I asked her a question. She responded 30 days later. And then we met up like a few days later. I was like, wow.
All
I thought I
worked
was out. I'm in.
It ended up working out too.
It ended up working out.
That's so funny.
It was funny. It was fun.
Mhm. That
I
is,
just
yeah.
say that it's dark outside now, and that's super sad because it's 4:37.
Yeah, like the days used to be a little brighter and stuff.
Mhm. It's okay, Will. The sun will come out tomorrow.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. It just always happens. So like it's a
Bet
reasonable.
your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Okay.
Mm.
And I was quoting Annie, but that's fine.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's
But yeah,
true.
honestly, what was it? Tinder has been kind of my favorite since I got back from college. Like we were talking a lot about like on the first edition of this. Oh, Tinder's great. I love how I can just like mindlessly swipe, but it's also like there's not as much personality to it. Well, now it's not only my mindlessly swiping through people, but it's just like it's everybody's so much cooler. That's the, what? I'm just gonna say it. I hate hometown Tinder so much
Oh,
because
hometown
everybody I
Tinder
match with
sucks.
now is actually interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
hometown Tinder's kind of tough. Let's
yeah,
just say
Yeah,
that
we can all
factually.
agree on that.
people in college are like more like fun to talk to, and they actually like want to talk. And it's like half of them, like half the people at home, it's like just these really weird long paragraphs about like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't want anybody who's gonna be like like whatever, like just really weird specific things on profiles. And now it's just like everybody's kind of like I don't know, interesting and not crazy. So that's that's really it. That's just the people are I'm more hype about the people that are here.
Yeah, that's well said. And I also think it's just so weird. Not like no judgments. I just think it's odd on like Tinder when they're like not looking for a relationship or hookup. It's like, well, then why are
Yeah,
you
then
on
why are you
Tinder?
on? You know what I mean?
There's also like Tinder for friends, which I think is kind of weird, but
I've never
I
used that.
understand it.
Yeah,
I've never used it, but just go on there if you're not looking for some sort of like, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
That's what that's for.
The only scenario I see myself using like a Tinder for friends type thing is if I'm like studying abroad or like on vacation and I just want to like meet somebody local to like go like explore for like a night or like a day or something, someone to like
Yeah,
do
That makes
crazy
sense.
stuff in a city I've never been in before. That's the only scenario, because that would be cool, like
Yeah.
explore
absolutely.
like the city or like the town or whatever it is or the local. But outside of that, it's like I don't get why people like Tinder is a romantic app regardless of how you use it. Like there's no people don't use it for friends. Like it's not how it's advertised, whatever.
Absolutely.
People are weird, man.
People are wild. I don't know. I see the most interesting bios.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff about like anti-capitalism, which I think is interesting. Like literally every 20 people I see on Tinder, someone's like fuck capitalism. I'm like, I disagree with you, but like, God damn it. Like, I just don't know how that's going to like help you get likes. I don't know.
That's a good point. That's so our age.
Like, no judgment for believing that way. It's just like, I feel like that really limits like the people that swipe right on you.
That's so common.
Yeah. They're trying to be like quirky, but it's like, you got to like say something that somebody can respond to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's, yeah.
No, on the last episode, we were talking about like what to put in your Tinder bios to like get responses, photos that people can respond to. That's a totally good thing.
Yeah.
And so one of the biggest things I think we came to the conclusion of, and I think it's worth repeating, is you have to get a photo with your dog or your
Yes.
pet.
It's dogs are good.
But it's a clincher all the time. People love pets. They just do. And it's so easy to be like, oh my God, I love your dog. And just go from there. Like it's the perfect starter,
Yeah, it's just psychologically. So you see somebody with a pet, you think, hey, they're responsible. It's our monkey brains.
My dog is cuter than every other dog, so it's
same. Mine is also cuter.
Yes, exactly. We can both agree on that.
Yeah, we can both agree that our dogs are the cutest dogs.
Yeah, shout out to our dogs. I don't know. I told this to the Chalky Milk Gang members. My parents want to get a cat, and it looks exactly the same as my dog. I'll put a picture of the cat they're looking at here. Picture the dog right here. Like that would just be amazing. Like I don't know. They look exactly the same. I want to see that reaction. If you want to see my parents get that cat, like put a comment in below so you get the cat.
Comment pressuring my parents to get
Yeah. I just think it would be funny.
Chima's mommy promised if he gets 100,000 likes on this tweet, that cat.
She's probably like the only one watching it right now, so I know she'll see it.
Usually stops after like. My mom watches when she gets home from like work or something, so she'll watch us drink chocolate milk, and then she'll kind of stop because
which is tired. Like a very normal thing.
Yeah, especially for this because she watched the election one more because it was like interesting for her.
Oh yeah,
that was an interesting perspective. Yeah, but now we're talking about dating apps, which is
I'm on Bumble right now. I'm swiping on Bumble.
Sure,
it's interesting. I actually like it. I don't know. It has Tinder vibes, but like I'm not the one to DM anybody anyway, so I don't know. It relieves a little bit of stress for me for just like me not having to worry about that. I'll typically only DM someone on Tinder if I like actually know them. And it never really progresses anywhere. Like I'm just like, hey, I remember you from this class or something. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to say now. So that's it. So I don't know. It relieves some pressure. I think Tinder is still probably better, but it's solid.
Yeah, that I completely agree with that. And even when I like talk with somebody on Tinder, I don't talk with them on Tinder for very long. I usually ask like if they have Snapchat and then talk with them there because conversations just like are easier to have on Snapchat, It's like you'll be talking with somebody over a period of time and then like I don't know, randomly like the next day you'll encounter something funny or you'll be doing something that you think is interesting and you'll Snapchat that person being like, yo, this thing is cool. Do you agree? Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like conversations are just so much easier to have with photos initially. And if you try to DM and actually talk with people on an app that nobody checks, then you're just kind of setting yourself up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta. There's a John Mulaney thing where he was quoting like the street smarts guy. And it was like something like avoiding kidnaps is like they always happen at a secondary location. Whatever. If you know what I'm talking about. It was John Mulaney.
I sort of get where you're coming from.
There was this guy that would like at their like school assembly when he was a kid, and he would be like street smarts, how to be safe. And the thing was like kidnap, like never go to a secondary location, whatever. But on Tinder, my point was you want to get them off of Tinder.
When you want to kidnap somebody, you have to ask
to get them off Tinder.
Use Snapchat so that you can meet them at a secondary location.
Snapchat or text because that's like more of an actual conversation, which is what you need.
Hey, if there's any kidnappers like watching, like please take that advice.
If you like kidnapping or if you don't like kidnapping, just like
Yeah. We just get like 50 likes on this video with like 30 views.
Mm-hmm.
That would be no, that doesn't
Wait,
work.
that's not possible.
Well,
Definitely.
you never know. I don't know. Maybe it's possible.
Definitely. Yeah.
You guys are just doubters.
Was it so, Chima, would you say that the interface for Bumble is the same thing as Tinder, basically?
Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's just like yellow instead of red.
And you scroll up and down instead of side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The profile is also the same. So like when you're like
it's
putting together.
Similar. I think there's more. It has the aspect from Hinge where you can like respond. You have a bio, but then you can also respond to questions like 2 truths and a lie, or like I'm hoping you ... stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that's good. And I don't know if Tinder should even get that. It's too much for Tinder.
Is it how often do you guys usually check dating apps though? Because we've been talking about nobody checks it, but like I don't know. You guys actually check it? Because I know
I'd say probably like once a day.
Oh really? That's that's pretty good though. Like that's more than
I'll check it sometimes. And it's like if I'm having a conversation with someone, that probably like a lot more often just to see if they respond. And then like once they leave me on red, I'm just like, all right. Then I just go back to once a day. But yeah, not too often.
I would check it like once a day for like a couple weeks, like 2 months ago. I would do that for like every day for like a week or so. But now it's like once a week because I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like we're about to go home. We're like a week away. At least some of us are like a week away from going home for Thanksgiving and then not coming back to college. So it's like at this point, like I don't know. I haven't checked Tinder in a week, and I'm not gonna check it for another week. Just it's because there's no point in matching with somebody from your area if then you're going to leave that area.
Yeah.
For an extended period of time.
Just makes it tough on everybody.
Yeah. So for all the college kids who are thinking about using Tinder when they go back home, you have to get on it immediately.
Yeah.
The second you get back home, you got to start swiping because once you get halfway through, there's no point. And that's something because it takes so long to talk with somebody. So like
that's
you don't
true.
realize that,
Very true. Very true.
Is it?
What do you think of people paying for like Tinder Gold?
I don't vibe with it.
I think it's weird, but I don't know. I feel like for us, our age, it's kind of stupid. Like why are you in such a rush for like? I don't know. If you're like a young adult out of college, yeah, I guess.
My problem with it is I don't think it's actually effective. At least with Tinder Gold, I'm pretty sure. Like I've gotten matches before on Tinder where it says you match with this person because of Tinder Gold. Like now I know that person you bought Tinder Gold. I don't vibe with it that as much now. I know they pay that every month, and it's like it would be worth it, I think, in my opinion, if it's like a secret. But in reality, it's not really a secret. Like you can tell if someone uses Tinder Gold. So I'm just like, I don't really know.
Yeah, we had that discussion with our friends, a former GSG Chalky Milk
GSG alumni,
podcast alumni, an alum.
Good Samaritan group.
Andrew Badesky. He was saying that it actually doesn't say if you got it. So maybe they changed it since that happened, Alex.
Yeah,
I don't know. This happened like a few weeks ago.
Oh, never mind then. Maybe they won't change it.
Like you won't. If you're the person that has Tinder Gold, it won't like. I don't think you'll know that it says it. But when you match with someone and they found you on Tinder Gold, it tells me that they use Tinder Gold. I think it may be like an advertisement ploy for Tinder, but it's like doesn't really. I don't think it helps that person.
That's what I was gonna say. Is let's be honest. I think like Tinder, like you already have something like 30 to 50 likes, right? Something crazy that like a day. Like I don't know. Like listen, if you want to pay for it and get more, like I'm not gonna judge you, but I think that's kind of stupid. Like you already.
I don't think it's worth your money.
And I think it's quite silly also.
If you really need those like extra likes, or if you need the ability to see who's liked you, then I mean, I guess, but like, I just don't know that it's worth paying for it because a lot of these dating apps, it's already really easy to use, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it really
It's
worth paying the extra money? Like, it's already like a pretty easy to use dating app. I don't know.
it's the equivalent of like, the old way to meet people. It still happens, but like I think not as often because of dating apps. It's like you go to like a bar or something and you just talk to people. But having Tinder Gold is like walking into a bar and being like, talk to these people, they will respond to you well. And it's like it kind of like takes the fun out of it almost.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you can see everyone that likes you and it's like half of them you would like back, you're going to be disappointed that it wasn't everybody because you're going to match with all of them and then be left with like 50 people that you're like, great, what do I do now?
Mhm.
You know?
I mean, I guess. To be fair, when you put it like that, it takes all the anxiety out of it. Because it's like, oh, I don't have to, what was it? Like, like all these other people and then get rejected by them. Although
Yeah.
the reality of Tinder is, because you were comparing it to
You're
a
never
porn
really
before, the
rejected.
reality of Tinder is the process of like, quote, talking to somebody and then like getting rejected from them, like in the comparison is you
Mhm.
swiping like and liking somebody and then them not liking you back, which you never find out on Tinder.
Yeah, it
Oh
was a
yeah.
bad comparison. I was
So
just
it's
trying to
like
like find
you
a
never
real
get rejected anyway.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
People
Like you
that like
never
you,
really even get rejected. So what's like
Mhm.
you're
You
not
could just
taking
say they maybe never found you.
that's what I tell myself. I'm like, oh, that person that I really wanted to swipe right on me. Guess they just never saw my profile.
Yeah. Hey, confidence boosters.
Yeah. But so it's just like just play the game, man.
Yeah, just
yeah.
play football.
The one thing I did want to figure out, I really wanted to know if I was a top pick on like Tinder Gold, because like was it you don't have to pay to be a top pick, you just have to get swipe left. Is that what it is?
Well,
Left
it
is
doesn't
liked,
Right.
right?
swipe
Right.
Right is whatever. Then you have to get liked enough to be it. So I spent like so long Googling to figure out if I could be, or if I could check, which you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
But in all of that research, I was also running into articles that were talking about whether or not it was worth buying Tinder Gold, and it's not. They all said it's not. So yeah, don't buy it. It was it. Does Bumble have like a premium subscription or something?
I
So
think it does.
they
I'm never
have
gonna
something
buy it
called
though. No
like
chance.
Bumble Boost,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's also different like levels because you can just buy it for like the smallest amount you could like buy is like for like a day you can see who liked you and you're shown more, and then you could get that for like it's for a week, and then it's like repetitive. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
it's
deleting my account. It's getting too real for me.
God damn.
I don't know. Just not. I don't know. Just getting too intense.
which
Seeing too
account?
many people that I know.
Hinge or Bumble or Tinder?
Bumble. I don't know.
I,
You
Bumble
put the
sucks.
pressure on him.
There's too much pressure.
Mm.
I'm gonna say I
Can't
found a
handle the
relationship.
heat. Get out the kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting out of the kitchen.
Oh, kind of related to dating apps. Do your schools do like? Well, I guess I'll explain first because it's hard to explain. Um, so last like Valentine's Day, or every Valentine's Day, Tufts does a thing where you like fill out like a survey and then they give you like 5 matches with like other tough students that filled it out.
Oh, really?
There's something going on like now. It's called like the marriage pact or whatever, and it's like people say, you statistically are likely to meet your spouse in college, but it's hard now. So, we promise to give you some matches.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool. And then you don't have to meet them. Most people like don't really do anything with it, but it's a fun idea. And do your schools do stuff like that?
Nah.
Nope.
That's pretty cool though.
You know what's funny? I've heard of that before from the TV show 13 Reasons Why, where they do that. And
Really?
they rig it so that one girl gets matched with this one guy specifically, so the guy can ask the girl out. And I don't know, whatever. That's the premise. But
That's
like I
funny.
think that's like a high school thing too. It's like a
Maybe.
Valentine's Day like love connection or whatever. Which
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
kind of like it's just one of those like iconic things where everybody's
yeah.
like, "Oh, have you filled it out yet?" And then you get your matches, and it's like anything crazy, and it's like No, it's like 10 people. I knew one of them ish. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
That's
happens.
cute though. I like
It's
that.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, the one other thing I wanted to talk about, because I think the other huge change is obviously we're using Tinder and Bumble and Hinge during COVID. And that's not like, I mean, I don't know. I never had Tinder and all that stuff before this, but I got to assume it's different. Because, you know, you can't really like, what was it? Like go out with somebody if like COVID restrictions are holding you back.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for us is like a lot of the dorms at our schools don't let you have guests over. So it's kind of hard to invite somebody over if your dorm is like, nah, that's not an option.
Yeah.
What is it? So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I now have the name of my dorm in my Tinder bio, so that if somebody from my dorm sees Tinder, they
Ooh.
match with me.
Wait, that's super smart.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of
I
people
did
be
that
like,
at first.
"Yo, you're also in Stuvie." Like it's like perfect, you know.
That's awesome.
Oh, same. You're also in
I'm in
Stevie?
Stevie.
That's awesome,
Dude,
man. Me too.
Stop.
That's a good idea.
At least here, it's similar on campus. You can't really have somebody over unless they live in your building. And then off campus is like the same, but they can't stop you. Except that no one's stopping us on campus. We don't have the same security stuff because you guys are like in the streets of Boston. Just randos could walk in. Whereas here, it's not as big of an issue. I mean, I haven't had anyone over because I just don't. It feels weird. I
Feels odd.
Yeah. But I don't know.
No. I mean, you're right, because you also have to get like your roommate's permission, probably like make sure. And there's even if you and your roommate are fine with it, then it's still like if somebody sees you, then it's like you get kicked out of college at this point because the rules are so bad. So
yeah, it's just not worth it. And yeah, I don't know, just going into another building just for like a Tinder thing it's weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
intense.
taking a risk, but it's like,
is it an educated one?
is it even like it's not worth that risk to go
Mhm.
into another building or to have you come into this? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, especially right now with like the rising cases like everywhere. It's intense.
Mhm.
You never really know. You could like think in your head like, oh, this person definitely doesn't have it, but like it can happen to anybody.
Exactly.
yeah, and then I don't know, like you said, we have like security guards here because we're in the city. So like if they don't have a BUID that specifically belongs to somebody who lives in my dorm, then they can't get into my dorm. So
Yeah. We have like pretty intense security, but I haven't lived on campus in like a year, so I don't really know. I live off campus, so it's like if I want to have someone over, I can. I just haven't really done it. But it's like, yeah, it is what it is.
But I don't know. With all that said, like it still works if you're talking with somebody who goes to a school that's pretty lax. Like because I'm in the middle of the city, I matched with people from like the small schools like Simmons College,
Ooh,
like or like MCPHS. If you've heard of that, like
that sounds like a high school. With like the HS.
HS?
I forget, but it's like a pharmaceutical school in Boston.
Oh, I used to sell for
Actually haven't heard of that.
pharmaceuticals over at Alka. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and then there's also other people that live off campus. So, you know, and that's not the end of the world is what I'm saying. It's just, it's definitely a lot more tough to match with somebody who you can actually like, you know, see.
Yeah.
It kind of cuts it down a little bit. You know, you match with somebody who lives in the dorms and you'll talk with them and then they'll be like, oh yeah. And you'll just kind of like stop talking because what else are you going to do?
Yeah. You just want to shoot your shot. You want to throw the Hail Mary, but gets intercepted by COVID. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Dude, dating apps are fun though. I like dating apps.
It's a fun experience.
It's a good game.
It's just, that's all it is. It's like a game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was strongly against dating apps for so long because I was like, oh, I don't need that. But it's like,
Nah, you
it's just
do.
chill.
I mean, it's still a good time. Like, yeah.
And now everyone, like, you kind of do need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's a
the best
tool.
dating app
Yeah,
is
utilize.
having a friend that's like, oh, you should meet my friend.
Yeah.
That is the best dating app. I totally, a friend who's down to set you up. You're so right.
Yeah.
Because it's like they do the personality match and then they can just show you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know. It's exciting, but I thought we covered pretty good part of everything. Solid podcast here. Hopefully this gets to 100. We've had two that have gotten to 100 just back to back. This doesn't have to do with politics, so maybe that will affect it. But dating apps, like, people like it, so hopefully it'll work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you guys all for
Yeah.
joining us today.
Absolutely.
Specifically you and Will. Nobody else. If you're
Dude,
watching
it's
this on
so
YouTube,
dark out.
click off.
That's
I
dark
don't know
out.
why you're still
Sorry.
here.
Yeah, no, but shout out to the boys.
No,
you know,
watch the
Chalky Milk
outro.
Gang. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for watching, listening. Subscribe if you will, like, comment, give us chalky milk cracks.
That's right.
Tell us if you're drinking along with us.
Yes.
Do all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Subscribe for more. Listen to us on Spotify. Got some great content coming out
Follow us
soon.
on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram.
Way get to know.
Match with us on Tinder.
Yes.
That's how you.
But hey, you know what? Till next time. See ya.